Welcome to Pemberley Farm. Well, today we are canning again. It's Friday canning, and we are canning mushrooms. And these aren't just any mushrooms. These are shiitake mushrooms that we grew ourselves right here on the farm. So yeah, I saved out as I was cutting several different sizes for you to see. But we grow them on logs in the shade, and even have a little thing with some shade cloth over it during the worst part of the sunshine. And so we grow these here on our farm, and now we don't sell them. Now sometimes if we have a lot of extra logs, we sell the fruiting logs or the logs that have been inoculated, but we don't sell the mushrooms because we use them ourselves. You've never had cream of mushroom soup until you have had homemade cream of mushroom soup. So anyway, so I've cut up most of them. This is a it's over a 2 gallon bag. It's like 2.5 gallon bag, and it was packed just as full as I could pack it and get them in there, and it would barely close. And so so they were squished. So we'll see how far the 4 pounds, it was 4 pounds in that bag. We'll see how far that goes. I've got a number of jars out here waiting for it, and we'll see. So what do we do? What is this process? The process is, after you get them cleaned up and cut up, then you put them in. This is a stock pot with water in it, and then I'm just going to put them over in the stock pot because they have to be blanched and cooked down just a little bit, okay? And so we will put these over in the stock pot. I don't want to spill them first, so I'm going to take some off the top because I don't want to have to pick up all these mushrooms. Now I cut them in pretty big chunks, okay, because they're going to shrink down because they get hot, and they do. And once you open the jar, if it's still too big for what you want, you can cut it up some more. So it's really a simple process, and the best part is, you know where they came from. You know how, you know, that there was nothing put on them. It was just trees off our property, that hardwood trees, oak trees off our property. And we bought the mushroom spore and in a plug, and we put them in the tree. Now let me tell you, this is going to be about canning the mushrooms. But in 2 weeks, now if you're watching this, you know, in 2 years, but in 2 weeks, there will be another video about mushrooms, and it will show our whole mushroom log setup, the racks, and it will show, as a matter of fact, the mushrooms needed picking, and I videoed before I picked. And so anyway, you can see our whole setup, and then we take it inside the house and we make homemade cream of mushroom soup. And so stay tuned in a couple of weeks for that. But today we're canning mushrooms because, hey, as much as I love homemade cream of mushroom soup, you can only eat so much of that, you know. And I will tell you, I don't think I said this. We've already created that video, and I don't think I said this on the video, so I'm going to say it here. When you have, you know, even though it's just me and my husband, and so many times I am bad about cooking way too much. And so if you have leftover of that cream of mushroom soup, you can make your own from beef stroganoff. We did that. So we took a little bit of round steak out of our freezer and used that leftover homemade cream of mushroom soup, and we made homemade beef stroganoff, and it was very yummy. So anyway, we're going to continue doing this. All I'm going to do is just put these in. I don't think I have quite enough water. Well, maybe I do, but I'm mashing them down, and they're going to float right now because they're, you know, they're kind of airy and puffy, and so they're going to float. But once I get them all in there, then I'm going to put them on the stove and let them come to a boil, and let them boil a few minutes, and then we will take them off the heat and start jarring them up. All right, we've got it on the fire, and we've got it You can see, like I say, they float. For now, they're floaties, but that's okay. But you can see this is a full pot. This pot is full. So, it's going to let it heat up and come to a boil. And like I said, these are going to come way down as far as size. Okay, our mushrooms have boiled for a few minutes, and they didn't reduce as much as I thought they would. They got flimsier, but anyway, it's fine. These are very meaty. Shiitake mushrooms are very beefy, meaty mushrooms. So what I've done is I'm not just gonna pick up the broth with it. I want to put the mushrooms in first, and then I'll come back and put the broth in. Okay. I have no idea how many, because I cut it different than this time than I have in times past. When I canned. So we're going to see what we get here, and like I say, I have no idea how many jars I'm going to get out of this. I'm going to start out with a few. I wish we had smell-o-vision here, because boy does it smell amazing. It is so amazing. Mushrooms are good for you. Shiitake mushrooms in particular are very good for you. You ought to research that. And if you don't, I will tell you too that if you get mushrooms from the grocery store, they are old and shriveled and dried up and just sad. So, but if that's all you can do, that's all you can do. But it is not hard to grow your own mushrooms. It really isn't. And you saw how big and beefy these are. Now, not every one grows to be that big. You saw, that's why I had several different sizes here. So, anyway, I'm going to finish getting this in the jars, and then I will clean the rims, making sure that we've not got anything on the rims, and then we'll put our warm lids on. Some of it I've overfilled, some of it I've underfilled. That's okay, we'll go back and fix it. Right now I'm just, I know you can see the steam. There's enough steam rising off of this. It's a lot of steam. Oh, and don't forget though, we're going to debubble. Especially with these, we will, but we're going to debubble with anything. So we're going to debubble, and then we'll start adding broth to it. All right. This one's way underfilled. This is a lot of mushrooms. Even though this is just a pint jar, this is a lot of mushrooms. I'm going to go ahead and fill all these jars. I don't know that I don't think I can fit 9 into there, just 8 pints. But that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and do it so that I get all the mushrooms out of the stock pot. I may not even have quite 8, but that's okay too. That's okay. All right, so let me. All right, now I'm going to get me a little. Aha! My favorite debubbler, chopsticks. All right, so we're gonna mess around with them some. These do have some broth in them because, you know, there's, even though that's a slotted dish, I mean a slotted spoon, it's still a little bit of broth comes with it. So see now that once I'm debubbling, they're all kind of reducing. They're not so overly stuffed here. All right, almost done with that. And so these extras here are going to serve to finish out these jars. Okay, our mushrooms are out of the canner. We've got 7 pints. I don't think I remembered to tell you before we put them in that they process for 45 minutes for pints. So anyway, they're going to be yummy because they started out yummy. So thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe if you have not already for our videos. Also, check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. We are Pemberley Farm Homestead. Thank you so much for watching, and God bless you from Pemberley Farm.